Welcome to Locked On Nuggets. Good to see you all. I hope you've had a great day. The Denver Nuggets, they play one of the best games of the year versus the Miami Heat. Jokic, a 30-point triple-double. Third in the MVP race. Jamal Murray comeback game, 28 points. Michael Porter Jr., another 20-point efficient performance. Christian Braun all of a sudden looks like Derek White. The Denver Nuggets won 4 straight. They're 6-1 in their last 7. Ryan Blackburn and we got to give out some credit for why they've been this good as of late. Y'all, go ahead and settle in. Locked On Nuggets right here.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Locked On Nuggets. This is your host, Swipa. This is your team every day. Hope you're having a spectacular day. I hope everything's going well for you, y'all. I know. Audio. I get it. I understand. It's doing whatever. I'm working my best. I have no idea what's going on over here. But you know what? That's why I'm hosting, and Ryan will do the delivering and do the talking. Ryan Blackburn, what's up, buddy?
Not much, my guy. For what it's worth, folks, we just spent the last 30 minutes effectively troubleshooting. Swipa's got a bad mic. It's or whatever. It's the cord or whatnot. It was way worse than what you're hearing right now. So apologies if it's not perfect, but you get it for us. Like, you come here for us. You don't come here for the microphone quality. We're gonna have a fun time today.
And we're excited to see how it's going to work. I don't care. We're just going to make it work. We're going to try. And Ryan Blackburn, hopefully it works. And if it doesn't,
switching microphones on the fly. All right. All right.
Yeah. It's just the way it's going to work. The people want the better mic, whatever. Y'all. So Ryan Blackburn, let's get straight into it. And by the way, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. You can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. New can place a $5 bet, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets. If you win your first $5 bet, visit FanDuel.com to get started. Ryan Blackburn, the Denver Nuggets, they get one of the best wins of the year. Dominant performance versus the Miami Heat in a flashback. Wait. We got a great one in here. Great comment. Top 5 sexiest people in Denver: Liv, Swipa, Brandon, Ryan, Superstar Dev, Ryan Blackburn.
Man.
It's the hair, Ryan.
Clearly, I'm having a bad hair day today, but at least I got something to throw around.
No,
so thank you. I appreciate it.
No, a man with hair doesn't have a bad hair day. Respectfully, that's a bald man. Ryan Blackburn, what did you think about last night's game? What were some of the key takeaways you had for how well the Denver Nuggets were able to play versus the Miami Heat?
Man, they were dominant, man. It was from the jump. Everybody looked confident. Everybody looked consistent. And it was just really nice to see the way that Denver put that together. 40 points in the first quarter. Yeah, the defense could have looked better. And I know that Michael Malone's going to nitpick. He's going to do the thing where he's like, man, we're playing good. But I do think that it's going to be fascinating, man. It's going to be fascinating to see if the Nuggets can keep up this level of offense, because even with Christian Braun in the lineup, even with Peyton Watson in the lineup, Nuggets haven't missed a beat, man. They look tremendous.
Yeah, I think one of the things that has adjusted about this team is just simply the way they're getting into their action. And Ryan, I heard somebody ask Kenny Atkinson this. I wish I could give a reporter credit, but I saw a clip of, they basically asked him, how do you involve cutting in your offense to increase your overall, like, just point distribution? And when you watch the Nuggets, Ryan, from Christian Braun to Peyton Watson to Russell Westbrook to Mike, they're all off ball moving, and they're just trying to create as many advantages as possible right now. And I think Christian Braun and Russell Westbrook, they're probably the two that are highest on the top of that board in terms of what's making them good. And what I love is that they've increased their pace, the tenacity that they're playing offensively. They're trusting each other offensively. To start the year off, Ryan, this was a defensive team. They were more so locking up on that end. And yesterday versus the Heat, in the first quarter, they were locking up. The defense was there. But eventually, I think the game just kind of like naturally led into an offense performance. And even with kind of how the Heat were shooting. By the way, the Heat had their best shooting performance of the year from the three-point line. They were 19 of 40. But again, even some of this, I'm just like, look, like Duncan got hot. Like he just started hitting shots, and then Tyler Hero had 10 assists. I want to say yesterday he had 11 assists, 24 and 11 for Tyler. So, okay. I mean, they just played well, but also like the Heat are struggling. And I don't want to not give them credit because Eric Spoelstra, for many people, best coach in the league, they found some things from their perimeter rotation that worked, and they were able to hit shots. But another end, Ryan, the offense that they have been able to build around this kind of new, I don't even know, this new supercomputer version of Joker where he's just able to pick apart everything that you're doing. And I want to also remind people that a lot of people said that Joker had to tough it battle with Bam Adebayo, like historically. And last year, he actually had less than 20 points in both games versus Bam. Yeah. But that was more so because of how they were guarding him. And then you come back today or yesterday, and they're able to have like this crazy performance versus that team, man. I mean, it was just a tremendous game, Ryan.
Undoubtedly tremendous. It looks like the Nuggets have figured some stuff out with the way that they're playing, with the way that they're moving on around from what Joker's doing. And you mentioned the cutting. It does seem to me like the indication there is the assists for Joker, obviously, and the assists for Russell Westbrook, because he's been hitting cutters too. Both of those guys were passing great, and it just feels like everybody's starting to understand where they're supposed to be on the floor. And Joker's going to find you, man. He's not going to miss a lot of people. And to be fair, Russ is not going to miss a lot of people either. He's been awesome in terms of reading the defense, figuring out how to deliver the ball. And the Heat are a very confusing team sometimes to play against with the way that they go zone. But who do you not go zone against? Nikola Jokic. Jokic is generally pretty good. Now, the bench in that first half was not good at trying to crack the zone, but you just insert Jokic back in and get everybody on the same page, knowing where they're supposed to be, and it just makes a lot of sense. So just been tremendous to see what this Nuggets team can do.
Ryan, with the way that Russell Westbrook has played next to Joker, and even you saw some of the synchronicity between the two yesterday, how do you feel like their two-man games kind of developed over the last week and a half or so?
Between Russ and Joker, you said?
Yeah.
I think they see each other pretty well. And it's funny, I asked Joker about this last night, and the premise of the question was, man, Russ actually found you on a pass and kind of whipped it right by your ear on one that you weren't even ready for in the first half. Just the way that he was able to turn what was a really tight space, Russell Westbrook, into an open shot for Joker that he just kind of missed. Maybe the pass was a little bit too fast, but they are on sync. They know what they're trying to do. And always, at all points, they are trying to attack the rim. That's what Joker did. I think 10 of his 11 baskets yesterday were layups. And then the last shot that he hit was a three. And then for Russ, he doesn't settle for jumpers that often. And especially against a team like the Heat, where you know that you got to crack the zone by attacking it. He was awesome. And the way that those two sort of approach each other, they have found that they both like to pass to each other. They both trust each other. And Russ has never played with a big like Joker before. So I think he seems like he's enjoying it.
Who's the best passer Russ has played next to? James Harden, you think?
Yeah, James Harden, but they operate in some of the same places on the floor. And it's really hard for them sometimes to interact with each other that way. Joker can pass from the low post, from the elbows, from the high post, doing a whole bunch of different things. And Harden's always going to be at the top. He's always going to be high pick and roll, never really that versatile of a passer. Like, he can find people, but he only really sets other people up from the high pick and roll. So kind of interesting to see how Russ is learning on the fly with this team. It's been really cool.
Yeah. Any other takeaways that you had from yesterday that was like a significant? I mean, Porter Jr., another great game.
Michael Porter Jr., great game. Christian Braun, dominant. Like, we just don't even like that's not in the A block anymore because Christian Braun's doing it every single time. He's been so consistent and been so good. I put up a comparison today right before we started the show. between him and all of the other kind of fourth or fifth options on championship teams, he's leading. He's been great. He's been doing everything he can do to help prop Denver up. Michael Porter Jr., obviously, when you want to crack a zone, when you want to shoot over the top of a team like the Heat, give the ball to Michael Porter Jr. He'll make it happen. And then Peyton Watson, we should also mention. He looks really good. He fit in really well to what the Nuggets were doing. Obviously, when Jimmy Butler goes out, his role kind of changes a little bit. And I would have loved to see him on extended minutes against Jimmy Butler, but didn't happen. He'll get plenty of opportunities against Luka Doncic on Sunday.
Yeah, on the other side, we're going to talk about I actually have one more question about Christian for you, but we're going to talk about Jamal Murray. First game back from a concussion, and yet he's able to put up that kind of performance. We're going to talk about all that and more here at Locked On Nuggets. What are you looking for when you're trying to get the best underwear? I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to make sure I'm going throughout my day that I don't have to worry about what's happening, how I'm feeling, all that stuff. I just want to feel good in my underwear. When I found out SKIMS was making underwear for men, I got to admit, I was pretty excited. I knew that their stuff was going to be fly. And as you know, I work out 4 to 5 days a week. And I've never liked wearing synthetic, feeling workout underwear like girdles and all that, especially when I'm done at the gym. But when I tried SKIMS stretch boxer brief, it felt like I finally found the missing link. They give me all of the movement I need for working out without feeling like I'm walking around wearing gym clothes the rest of the day. Plus, they never lose their shape or run up. Maybe it's in my head, but I promise that once I started wearing these, look, my gains even felt like they improved. And again, Ryan Blackburn, you want to look good, you want to feel good. You're going out, you're trying to, go out to the bar. You're at Lodo, you on Rhino Street. You want to look good. You got your gear on. You can't just be looking good from head to toe, y'all. You want to look good underneath, and that's why SKIMS is the place to be. Y'all, make sure you tap into SKIMS. Shop SKIMS Mens at skims.com. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show, Locked On Nuggets, in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're looking for the perfect gift for the whole family, SKIMS just launched their biggest holiday shop ever. Also available at skims.com. Y'all, we'll be right back for more on Locked On Nuggets. What's going on? We are back here for segment 2 of Locked On Nuggets, and let me just ask real quick. How crazy am I to think that Christian Braun can be the next version of Derek White? Am I tripping? Is this too early to have that approximation?
Man, that's a good one, because I was thinking about that one earlier today. Like, which of the Boston guards could I reasonably compare him to? I decided, okay, Drew Holiday, I think he can do. Derek White right now, the way that he's playing, the way that he's shooting, and also the way that he sort of sees the court as a point guard type is a little bit different from what Christian Braun's doing, but it's still been tremendous. Like he's been unbelievable. And Grace has got a better idea in the comments here. Let's just why are we stopping at Derek White, man? Let's just go straight to Jaylen Brown. He's bullying people, he's shooting over them, and I like to see it, man. Sometimes the actual development is a little bit slower than people would expect, and sometimes you just find a rhythm, and he's clearly found a rhythm so far.
All right, well, we got to talk Jamal Murray. So Jamal Murray, first game back, 28 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 of 17 from the field, 4 of 10 from the three-point line. He had his fadeaway going. He had his post game going. He had that little head train, dribble, bink, step back. He was doing a lot of really good things yesterday. Now, he had a couple bad turnovers here and there because I think he's just trying to get back in the flow of passing. But what did you make of Jamal Murray's game yesterday? Were you impressed with how well he played?
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I will say that the defense really stood out as horrible throughout most of it. I think that, like, saying it was bad would be an understatement. He was really, really bad. He was probably the leading contributor to why Denver gave up the points that they did. But on the offensive end, you want him to be aggressive. You want him to be spacing the floor. You want him to continue for you just want him to continue to provide all of the spacing and the aggressiveness and the you just want him to take as much of the attention off of Jokic as possible. And against the Heat, Denver knew that they had to shoot from three, and they did. And Murray got up 8 threes, I believe, in the first half, only 2 in the second half. And I think, honestly, the way that he was talking about it postgame, it's probably going to look more like that going forward. It's not going to look like 10 threes a game. But I do think that there is something like he's got to learn from this. He's got to take these opportunities while he can. And if he can get the open threes, he's got to take them.
Did you like the process of taking the threes, especially like in transition?
Yeah, and there were a couple that he was set up by Russell Westbrook. And I like that. I like the ability for him to not always have to create the threes himself, to not just be shooting like step backs. But yes, the transition threes, taking the opportunities where he found them was really, really important. It gives Denver, and more importantly, it gives Jokic a break. And I know that a lot of people, sometimes they don't like it when Murray freestyles a little bit, when he takes a shot that maybe he shouldn't. He is like the guy that you're supposed to have in order to take some pressure off of Joker. And you don't want Joker to have to control 100% of possessions for 36 minutes a night. I know that sounds great in theory to people, but he's going to burn out by game 45. So give Murray some kind of credence to play a little bit within himself here, and maybe expand some of the parts of his game from the 3-point line. I think that's a good idea from Denver.
So let's talk about Michael Malone, because everybody's getting credit. Joker's getting credit.
Yep.
I think Calvin Booth's getting credit now for the young guys.
Yep.
Peyton's getting credit.
Yep.
Christian, what did you do in the summer? Like, he's getting credit. Julian Strauss is getting credit. But Michael Malone has made some very significant adjustments for this team. He has come off of bad rotations early. Saric has not played well for his team. He's been a coach's DNP for 4 straight games, 4 wins, I might add. What are your takeaways from Malone so far to start the year in terms of the coaching adjustments, how he's utilized his personnel, the confidence he seems to be giving the young guys, all of it?
You know how coaches, and Malone specifically, he's in previous years, he's been stuck in what he's wanted to do. He's tried to force feed some things. He's tried to, I think, go into a season knowing what he wants to accomplish. And then the team plays a different way, and he doesn't necessarily want them to play that way. So he'd really try to put his foot down and have them do specific things instead. Right now, he is taking his personality and his goals and his ideals and molding them around what the Nuggets already have. And what they didn't have was a good backup center. So Dario Saric, sorry, you got to go. It wasn't working. He made a quick switch. I do think, and we talked about this, I do think that they're going to have to try to get Dario back into the rotation at some point. But what they needed to do was stabilize. They needed to give an opportunity to some other guys to try to get right, to get going. And I think that in general, Malone has pushed all the right buttons. Tried Peyton Watson at the 5 yesterday. He had been trying Zeke Naji and doing some different things. And Denver's playing a little bit faster. They're playing at the pace that I think you want this kind of team to play. And Malone's uncomfortable. Like, he is not perfectly happy with how things have gone. Yes, they're 6-1 in their last 7 games, but he's clearly working through some stuff still. But I think that he's trying. Like, he's really trying to evolve, and that's all Nuggets fans can ask for, I think.
Well, I will say this. I think Malone's he's being a lot more chill about this than he would have been in previous years. But I think he also just realized that, like, this is the situation, and I want them to do their best. And the thing is, it's like, they have all bought into a concept. We need to run. We need to shoot. We need to get the ball to Joker. We need to cut. And then and again, we might not play good defense the whole game, right? But at the end of the 4th quarter, y'all better sit down somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, everybody better lock in, and they've been doing that. And so shout out to the Nuggets for doing that. But also, I want to say this, and then, Ryan, I just disagree with you on Saric. But I said this to you in the summer, I think. You know, when I look at the 22-23 year, the Nuggets' second unit it was Jeff Green, Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, Murray, and Porter, basically, is what it was. Or then in the regular season, when Zeke Naji was playing, it was Zeke Naji, it was Bruce Brown, Jamal Murray, Jeff Green, and whoever. And all they did is they locked in and played defense and they ran. So that's why Sarge didn't make sense to me. He doesn't run. He's not a good post scorer. He's not a rim protector. He just doesn't have Ryan. And this is just, to me, based on how the team plays in the non-Jokic minutes. They are a defensively led team. He doesn't accentuate anything that they do. And I said that in the summer when I said, I don't know why Calvin Booth will be looking at him. But he still did it. Ryan, he still did it. Why? No, Ryan, no.
You come here. Swipa, do you remember how badly the bench sucked in the championship year during the regular season?
Yeah, I do. And I remember they put Aaron Gordon and Murray on it.
They sucked. They were so bad. And this Nuggets team, they're better. They're better off the bench. And they found some different ways.
Yeah, they added Westbrook. I said added Westbrook. I didn't say nothing about Sarge.
I understand. You're right. But you're not right about this. Because the Nuggets sucked off the bench that year. The only guy that we thought would actually reasonably play was Bruce Brown. And then Christian Brown figured some stuff out. And Jeff Green figured some stuff out. And it took them some time. Right now, the Nuggets at this point, I think that they've got to figure some stuff out with the players that they have, but it is not set in stone. And saying it like it is definitive, like the first 9 games have shown everything that you're going to see for the rest of the season, is insane. It is crazy. And I'm pushing back on this. Saric will play better. He's going to get an opportunity, and you're going to be surprised, and I'm going to make sure you eat that crow.
All right. Well, you can stand for Sarge. This is your week. This is a big week for Ryan Blackburn, by the way.
This is my guy.
This is your guy. So, again, but, Ryan, I think they have 4. Russ, I think Julian, Peyton, Hunter Tyson. He's kind of good. He fits.
So here's what I think they should do. If you do not believe in Sarge, and that's fine. Like I understand he was horrible for the first 5 games. I think that the way that Denver's lineups have happened in the first and third quarters, like while Aaron has been out, I think the team has to get to Peyton Watson with Jokic, and I think they got to stagger Aaron and Mike with the second unit. And then you play Russell Westbrook, Julian Strawther, Peyton Watson, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon. And that's when those guys come back. In the meantime, I think you've got some flexibility. You bought back some credit with this 6-1 stretch that the Nuggets have had. So I think that you try.
Is Sarge playing tomorrow?
No.
DJ?
I think that Zeke plays tomorrow.
Okay.
But I think going forward, you've got 4 days off. I think you get Dario back into the rotation after that.
No, but she doesn't even. You don't even believe this. Stop it. You don't even believe this. No, you don't believe this. No. So on the other side, we're gonna finish this, and then we're gonna preview the Dallas Mavericks game. Right side of history, right here. I don't know what he's doing over there.
A lot of implications of that statement, right there.
We'll be right back for more on Locked On Nuggets. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL, all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stat, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Y'all, the Denver Broncos are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of feel a little good about a Bo Nix TD tomorrow. Bo Nix rushing TD. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bet if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com.
Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. We'll be right back for more here on Locked On Nuggets. We are back here at Locked On Nuggets. This is your host, Swiper, with your boy, Ryan Blackbird, co-host of Locked On Nuggets. First season on Locked On Nuggets. Yeah, he's trying to tell me I'm going to be wrong about dinosaurs. I'll take this bet any day of the week. Any day of the week. Ryan Blackbird, do you think, wrap up this bench segment, what is the ideal combination you think that's going to carry them, at least in the short-term future, without Aaron Gordon being around for at least the next week and a half? What do you think the best bench option would be for them?
Oh, there isn't one. Like, that's the thing, is like that's what we're really getting to here. The bench doesn't, like, without the 5 figured out, they are not going to figure, like, I am still trying to figure out what Zeke is going to do on a consistent basis. He still looks like he's lost out there a lot of the time, but he's got to figure it out, especially against some of these really good teams. One of the things that the Nuggets have really enjoyed during that time is having the switchability, is having the athleticism. So it probably features Zeke, but the way that he just played in this last game, 3 minutes minus 10, didn't look like he was, like, yes, he was going up against Bam Adebayo, but like, you were game planning for that, man. You got to be ready for your moment. And he just was not ready. So I think that Denver is going to be playing around with it, but the bench that they're going to go with consistently, the first 4 guys, Westbrook, you're going Strother, you're not really going Peyton Watson, you're going Hunter Tyson, you're going Michael Porter, and then you're going with a center. And whoever the center is, that's fine. I don't expect big things from that group, though. Denver's got to figure out how they can minimize those bench minutes, maybe bring in Murray a little bit sooner, maybe bring in Christian Braun a little sooner.
Man, at this point, I'm like, can Christian play 44 minutes? He's young. Yeah. He's young. He can do it.
He could probably do it.
All right, let's talk about this game versus the Dallas Mavericks. Ryan, I don't know if people have been paying attention. The Dallas Mavericks, they kind of started off the year pretty well. Klay Thompson has a 31-point game, I think. Everybody's, oh, my God, how could they let him get Klay? And then ever since, mid for the most part. They're 4-3. They just lost to the Phoenix Suns. Kyrie Irving was balling in the fourth quarter. And then here comes Kevin Durant like, excuse me, pull up over to Neil Gafford like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic so far this year is having an interesting year. If you read the box score, Ryan, because you know Ryan Blackbird's a box score watcher, 28.8 points per game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. But Ryan, 40.7% from the field, 34% from 3. He has a 53.1% true shooting. So he is not playing well relative to Luka Doncic standards to start the year. And even last night, he was 11 of 25 and was a -4 in his minutes in the loss. So as you're mapping out tomorrow, how do you feel like the game is going to go? What advantages do you think the Denver Nuggets are going to have in this game?
Well, so hypothetically, we don't know what the injury report is yet, but if Derek Lively doesn't play, which I don't think he will, if PJ Washington doesn't play, which we'll see, Maxi Kleber was doubtful for this last game. I think Denver's got an advantage of size in their front court, especially because Najee Marshall was starting at the 4 for the Mavericks in this last game. Now, it was against the Suns. They're a more perimeter-oriented team, obviously, but I do think that against Denver's got the size advantage. Michael Porter can shoot over those guys, and Jokic is going up against Daniel Gafford without the benefit of having anybody else in the front court that can really match him. So I think Joker's got a big advantage there. And I think that Murray, we'll see what it looks like, but I think that if Najee Marshall's going to have to defend somebody like Michael Porter Jr., then that means Kyrie Irving or Klay Thompson is guarding Murray. So I think that there's an advantage there too.
Yeah, look, I think the Mavs are good. I don't want to pretend like they're not. But, bro, in the offseason, man, and again, I kind of feel early retribution. I know we have a lot of season left. Yeah. But, bro, the way people were talking about Denver, it was like the inverse for the Mavs. Like, oh, Klay Thompson, and like they got, all this stuff. They got so much better. I'm like, I think they're a good team. But I think Jokic is about to have a field day tomorrow. But here's the difference.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to how the Dallas Mavericks have guarded Joker, and I mean since the championship year, And again, I know this is PTSD for a lot of people. This is pre-championship. So get rid of the gold glitter and go back before that. Ryan, do you remember when the Nuggets lost 3 straight games the championship year? It was to the Hawks, it was to Dallas, and there was one more team in there they lost to. And then do you remember that stretch?
Brooklyn? Was it Brooklyn?
It might have been. It wasn't like 3 really good teams.
Yeah.
The Nuggets had the 28th ranked defense in the league. This is like November, December when this happened.
Oh, it was the Pelicans. I remember that. Yep.
And remember, what Jason Kidd has done since 2022 is double Joker immediately on every single possession. But what that's done is that's kept Jokic's scoring down in every game for the most part. And even in the game they blew them out last year when everybody was fully healthy for the Mavericks, Jokic had like 9 points. Now, his rebounding, his passing was great, but it wasn't anything outrageous. I do think that Joker's just in a different place up here now, Ryan. I don't think they're going to contain him like as a scorer because he's already seen Chet Holmgren and their defense, and he obliterated them when he needed to do it. I think he's going to be able to play well tomorrow. But look, this is the Jamal Murray, another get-right game. You're not going to face another elite defender or really even a mid-level defender for the most part. And I think Michael Porter's going to have opportunities. I think Russell Westbrook off the bench is going to have a lot of opportunities. I do think the Nuggets, man, they actually have slowly kind of crept up. Their roster is a lot more well-rounded than people realized.
And Julian Strawther, too. Got to make sure to mention him. I think that he is a big candidate for like 4 threes, 4 cuts to the basket, getting some easy points off of a Dallas team that's a little bit undersized on the perimeter. So there's going to be some advantages to be had there. And Denver's going to have to figure out how they're doing it. But I think that is a great call. That Joker probably 12 or more assists, 12 or more rebounds, 25 points. Like you can start penciling in 25, 12, and 12. You know that's going to be like this is an unbelievable player that we're talking about here, obviously. But I think that there's a lot of guys that you can really talk about. The question, though, isn't necessarily about Denver's offense. It's about their defense. Who are they going to guard? How are they going to guard? What are they going to do to Luka? Obviously, I think Peyton Watson will get plenty of time against him, but I think Christian Braun will also probably get plenty of time against him. So how do you see the defensive matchups kind of working out here?
Well, Luka is going to switch out, and he's going to switch out Murray and Porter.
Yeah.
Porter sneakily has he's actually been okay on Luka.
Could be
Murray.
worse.
Yeah, Murray is going to be the one I think is targeted more. But Murray, again, when Murray sits down and he's like not reaching, Murray actually has like some defensive upside to him.
And then the other thing about that is like you're sitting down in the post, and what is Luka going to do? Is he going to fall away for a 12-foot fadeaway? Like, I think Denver just lives with that, man. As long as he's not getting into the free throw line and fouling Murray and getting and ones and things like that, I think that Denver will live with that.
Do you double Luka tomorrow?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think you blitz with Joker and try to make that pass hard and then make the read for Gafford hard. But other than that, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, the way that Luka's shooting right now, I'm not sure if I want to.
I'm not playing that game because Luka all of a sudden will have 12 threes tomorrow. Game score predictions, Ryan Blackburn.
Do I go Debbie Downer on this one? Man.
You can if you want.
No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go 120 to 115. Denver has another high scoring game. They look pretty good, but they struggle to stop the Mavericks at times. And it'll come down to the clutch once again. But I think that Christian and Peyton Watson and those guys will be on the floor and will look pretty good in guarding on the ball against Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Now, can they do everything that they need to do? We'll see, but I think that Denver, like they're just humming on offense right now. So if they can avoid the dry spells with the bench, 120 feels pretty safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 124, 113 Nuggets. They win tomorrow. I think the Nuggets are just gonna keep scoring. This is just kind of where the things are right now. But yeah, that's gonna do it for Locked On Nuggets, y'all. We will have another episode tomorrow night with what's y'all's show name?
No Jinx. No Jinx.
No Jinx with Matt and Ryan. Ryan and Swiper do not have a name of a show. We don't have that kind of relationship. We barely talk outside of
It would
this.
be like Oreo cookie or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all, that's going to do it here for Locked On Nuggets. See ya on the other side. We out.